How about I'm the guy that's going to Pantera in a few weeks?
Oh, cool. It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, welcome to a new episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are joined by a third, and he's not a turd. He is the man with a plan. He is the one. He is our unforgotten son, the one, the only, from W2Mnet.com, the one and only Mark Radulich.
For the first time in 3 years, I'm in a threesome I want to be in.
Oh, that's nice.
Don't you hate it when you wake up in threesomes that you just did not want to be in?
Can I tell you, if I had a nickel for every threesome I didn't want to be in the year, since the year of our Lord 2022, I wouldn't be in debt right now.
Oh my gosh. Now, before we even talk about the movies, wait a minute. You jumped on and you said, are you going to Pantera?
Yeah. So
the fake Pantera.
In between, yeah, it's not the fake Pantera. Two of the members are dead. These things happen. Get over it. So Pantera is doing off-date tours with
Pantera Light,
with Lamb of God, and then whatever band they pulled from their label. In between opening up for Metallica on their 2-day M2 World Tour deal. So the first leg they didn't come anywhere near Tampa, and I was a sad panda. But this leg they're coming. They're right down the block from my house, the Amalie Arena here in Tampa, a week or two from Tuesday, and I am super excited. Pantera is responsible for my metal awakening. Like I was all like Motley Crue and Paula Abdul, and then I heard Pantera, and that was the end. It's also when my father said I turned into a complete asshole, but that's a podcast for a different day.
Yeah, I totally get that. Literally, I've seen the Zach Wilde rendition of them twice now. So now, getting into the movies that we're going to be watching or talking, getting drunk and reviewing today. First, we're going to watch the movie Schlongs Are Us, also known as Saltburn. Featuring My Schlong is Very Long, the new Joker.
Yes, it's exactly what you think. Just like you killed a member of my family, now you gotta kill a member of your family to balance things out, understand? I can't tell you who to kill, of course, that's for you to decide, but if you don't do it, they will all get sick and die. Bob will die, Kim will die, your wife will die. They will all get sick and die. 1, paralysis of the limbs. 2, refusal of food to the point of starvation. 3, bleeding from the eyes. 4, death. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry, you won't get sick, you just gotta stay calm, that's all. There, I said it as quickly as I could. I hope I haven't kept you too long.
Yeah, that's from The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Pretty fucked up movie, which I like, though.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah. I love movies that are fucked up and make me question all the reality. Mm-hmm. And everybody's favorite character from Euphoria, Jacob Elordi.
You dropped out of school at 20, and now you're a gangster. Are you like fucking Tony Montana? What's the plan? Gonna be living in a mansion, fucking pet tigers and shit.
Yeah, that's from Euphoria, right? I mean, so the thing is,
you don't watch good shows, I know. We've discussed this many times.
It makes Leah feel dirty for some reason, which is fair. I'm not gonna say.
I mean, like, how many times have you watched? Succession?
I haven't watched Succession. I don't have time, man, for movies. I'm for TV now.
Billions.
God, let's move on.
Yellowstone.
Mark, have you watched Euphoria?
The Boys?
Have you ever seen The Wire?
I've seen The Wire, of course. Yeah.
Then he doesn't need to watch any other television.
I don't know about The Wire. I don't even know what that is.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. I am freaking a bingo card was made of my show of things that are said and done. Mm-hmm. The center square is Mark references The Wire. It's a meme at this point.
Talking about that for half a second, there is a drinking game that our listeners has created, and here it is right here for you, Mark. Boom.
You mispronounced stuff? I mispronounce stuff too and get called out by my genius partner, Robert Winfrey.
I know.
Chris mentions crying in a movie. Okay. Kansas City, Tulsa are landmarks of city is mentioned. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I swear constantly.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I do podcasts, not actual radio.
Either mentions their ex-wives. Either mentions their wives. Do ex-wives count?
I think so.
Ooh.
Either mention taking notes. Neil mentions wrestling. Of course.
Yeah.
That's the other. Yeah, if we're not referencing The Wire, we're doing wrestling references.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
Cup of coffee in the morning.
And then finish your drink if Neil admits to crying to a movie or Chris mutters something you can't understand.
Which is all the time.
Which usually happens at the end when Chris which drinks a lot. But anyway, continuing in this movie, the Rosamund Pike.
Does it sting more because I'm a woman? That you got so soundly beaten there by someone with a vagina? Having a penis doesn't automatically make you more scary to me. Just the opposite. You may be a man, but if you ever threaten, touch, or spit on me again, I will grab your dick and balls and I will rip them clean off. You understand? I'll tell your mom you send your best.
That's from my Carol.
I had two amnesia, dementia, old man moments during Saltburn. One was trying to remember what movie I know Rosamund Pike from, and it's from the Netflix movie.
I care a lot.
Yeah, we care a lot,
Jack
which we covered when we started doing Netflix movies and Oscar bait.
It was only Jack Reacher I remembered her from.
You don't remember from Gone Girl?
I have not seen any of the Jack Reacher movies nor the show. The other one was I knew that what's her face, the Me Too gal, got nominated for a Best Actress, and I thought it was for Saltburn. Carey Mulligan, and in my brain it was for this. And I'm watching her in the two scenes she's in. I'm like, how the fuck did Carey Mulligan get nominated for this? And then I'm like, my old man brain finally woke up. I'm like, no, dummy, it was Maestro. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
That makes sense. All right, and then finally, in this movie, Chris, help me with the last name. It's Archie.
Oh God, I didn't look at it. Archie Maduki. Archie Maduki.
Dad, you remember this day? You took this of me when I was 5. All I've wanted to do since then is be a racer. I am doing it. Whether you believe in me or not.
Yeah, that was from Gran Turismo. Mark's number 5, I think, of the 2023, right?
Gran Turismo, man, that was a great movie. That guy, I can't believe we're doing a movie with him in it. All right, the first movie, Saltburn. Second movie, American Fiction, starring the one, the only. We all love him because he is the best Commissioner Gordon so far, Jeffrey Wright.
Who, what, where, when, how, valid questions. But I learned as a cub stringer, never under any circumstance, if it is remotely within your power to resist the impulse, never ask a man why. It tightens a fellow up.
I apologize, but I'm going to hold you to
Torture.
it, if you'll agree.
Self-reflection is a vice best conducted in private or not at all.
Yeah, from go ahead.
One of Chris's favorite movies of all time.
No,
my favorite Jeffrey Wright cinematic moment is him and Robert Pattinson as Commissioner Gordon in Batman doing that kind of 20s copper, sing-songy thing with the penguin at the end of that.
Yes.
Hey, yes! I'm gonna go away with it. Say, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, where did that come from?
I love Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright is just one of those actors that no matter what he's in, I'm going to stop and watch it.
Underrated.
If I see that he's in it.
Let me tell you, I'm only here to talk about. I'm going to talk about Saltburn because Chris made me, and now I'm mad.
Sorry,
but I'm here to talk about American. I'm here to talk about American Fiction because I don't think there's a better actor for that movie than Jeffrey Wright.
Let's get to that here in just a minute.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that much.
Yeah. Also in this the movie American Fiction, Tracy Ellis Ross.
In the history of music, only 5 women over 40 have ever had a #1 hit, and only one of them was black. 1. Do you understand that? No. You do not understand that, and none of you guys in there understand what I have been through. So, I don't know. We could just pretend. We could pretend that we live in some sort of magical world where, I don't know, let's see, age and race are not a thing. And then do you know what the problem is? I, not the label, not Jack, not you, have to come up with shit that people give a shit about, and I don't know how to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's from High Note with Dakota Johnson. I didn't see it.
One of her best movies ever. I loved her as the mom in Blackish, and didn't even realize that it was Diana Ross's daughter.
I didn't know that till just now. So
yeah, like John Ortiz is in this film as well.
Being in the blue, wearing that shield. The pride that I felt. Fucking glory. We let it all out from under us.
So yeah, that was John Ortiz from what again? You picked it. I didn't see. Neil, you're from
Man, when did you cut that? You cut that so early. I thought I had it all the way to his brains got blown out.
No.
Pride and Glory is what that's from. That's one of the best movies of all times. And Chris is just like, fuck it, I guess I'm cutting this as early as possible. Anyway, and then none other than the legend herself. So she's such a legend in
real quick,
acting. She even acted in the...
We did need to talk about Sterling K. Brown because he was nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
I don't care.
If looks could fucking kill.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Like, who cares about that guy?
I do, man. I like Sterling K. Brown quite a bit, but okay.
All right. I guess I got you a clip of Sterling K. Brown.
It wasn't luck. Yes, it was. You got lucky at every turn. No, I knew exactly where I was driving. I left my phone in the office on purpose. I was in a surgical suite by design, and I didn't use some glass award that any idiot would clearly see was missing. I made a rod out of a special dental polymer, killed him with it, then melted it back down. It's already in the patient's mouth, son.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn!
And that is 3-0 damn.
Yeah, that's from
May I share another old man amnesia moment?
Yeah.
I keep confused and what I'm gonna say this, and then one of you has to say what do you think all black people look alike, because I deserve that. Okay. I keep confusing Sterling K. Brown with Lakeith Stanfield. And they're not the same guy.
No. I did too, like after he sent me the thing and to go I was like, oh, this is not the dude I thought.
So listen.
I loved him in Haunted Mansion. Wrong black fella.
So I watched This Is Us. He was a big part of that. So I know Sterling K. Brown quite a lot. He's a great actor, amazing actor.
Oh, he's great.
I see that movie,
and I know him from other stuff, and I've liked him in other stuff. But so help me God, there's moments where I confuse him and Lakeith Stanfield just because their names are similar. Mm-hmm. And I had this moment watching American Fiction where I'm like, you know what Disney should have done? I'm going to say this and we can move on.
Okay.
They really should have recasted Black Panther with Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
He would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown for him, and like there's literally a list of people they're going to recast for Jonathan Majors already.
Yeah, I'm on the short list. There's there's so many people.
There's a short list there. But and also finally talking about Marvel movies, one of the greatest legends of all time. She is so known for her acting over decades, including being in the original Roots in 1977. But this is where we all know her from today, the one and only Leslie Uggams.
Don't act crazy. But is your hand really small?
About the size of a KFC spork.
I get why you're so pissy. But your mood's never gonna brighten till you find this woman and tell her how you feel.
What do I keep telling you, Mrs. Magoo? She wouldn't have me. If you could see me, you'd understand.
Looks on everything.
Looks are everything. You ever heard David Beckham speak? It's like he mouth-sexed a can of helium. Think Ryan Reynolds got this far on his superior acting method?
Love is blind, Wade.
No. You're blind.
So you're just gonna lie there and whimper?
No, I'm gonna wait till this arm plows through puberty, and then I'm gonna come up with a whole new Christmas Day plan.
Yeah, from Deadpool 2. So
Deadpool! That's Deadpool 1, bro. That's not
is that one?
2.
Whatever. I mean, really.
It's okay. You only watch movies for fun, I guess.
That's what I watch them for. Okay. All right.
Chris, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on moviesonso.net, where Facebook, facebook.com/moviesonso podcast, where W2mnet.com. W number 2 moviesnet.com. You'll find us there along with a bunch of other great ones. We're also on Instagram at NTS Podcast. We're on X and NTS Podcast. We're on Patreon. Patreon.com. Suck. Give us money so Neil can have value in Wendy's. Also, go to bonfire.com. So movies on Suck. That's something to do. You'll find our shirts there along with a bunch of other stuff Neil's made. And wherever you find podcasts, find movies on Suck, please subscribe. Neil?
Today we are going to be advertising yet another local another local business. Yes, the comedy club my wife just left me for. That's right, the Bricktown Comedy Club Tulsa. Yes, the Bricktown Comedy Club Tulsa. Why is things are going slow when there's 3 of us on here? I'm just saying. Just want you guys all to know that. Good. But the Bricktown Comedy Club Tulsa is all the above. They are bringing the laughs right here to Tulsa because Tulsa just got funnier because of Bricktown. You can find them at the location of 5982 South Yale Avenue in Tulsa. You can go to their website, bricktowncomedy.com. They got people like Taylor Williamson, Bruce coming up. In fact, my friend Kenny, who listens to the podcast, he was just us the other day and met Mr. Jason Mewes. You know, I met Kevin. He's like, I met Jason Mewes. And I was like, I met Kevin Smith. And he's like, did you forget that Kevin Smith married me and my wife? And I was like, yes, I did. Anyway, it was a great conversation. So Bricktown Comedy Club, come here. It is one of the brand new, it only opened up right after the pandemic. It is one of the brand new spots to go to in Tulsa. So Bricktown Comedy Club, again, that's bricktowncomedyclub.com right here in the good old Tulsa, Oklahoma, also known as the city that smokes more weed than all the state of California.
All right, Mark, why don't you tell me about your website real quick and your other podcasts?
We are w2mnet.com. That is the landing page for all of our podcasts. All of my stuff is Radulich and Broadcasting Network. So if you're doing traditional audio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., just type in Radulich. It's right there, Radulich, and you will find my stuff. The last couple of things we did were a lot of TV this week. We did Sons of Anarchy Season 1. We did Disenchantment Season 5. Yesterday I took my son to Dune. Tonight we are reviewing Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Because we are the raccoons of podcasting. We just dig in the trash. Yeah, I know.
And the last Daniel Hollywood is actually Beekeeper, right?
Yes, and the last Daniel Hollywood we did is
the we haven't done Beekeeper yet. That's definitely going to get some Oscar nominations next year.
I've seen it, so I saw it Sunday.
I love the Beekeeper. I praised it a lot.
Everybody's giving me nothing but mad love for Beekeeper. I got to see this fucking movie.
We do not trash. On Monday we're going to be reviewing. We're taking a week off from Daniel Hollywood to look at some Oscar stuff.
Yeah,
we're looking at Past Lives, The Holdovers. So I'm finally gonna get to The Holdovers.
Finally.
And what was the other one? Past Lives, The Maestro. Yes, Maestro and The Holdovers.
Yeah.
So check that out. If you want to see our pretty faces, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to sit all this in? We are on YouTube at w2mnet.com, Twitch, w2mnet.com. My Instagram is all Mark Radulich, but especially if you're like, I don't have an attention span for fucking a 2-hour podcast, bro. Fine. 10-minute clips. They're all on my TikTok at Mark Radulich on TikTok. Right there in the box.
Right there.
The box.
Right.
Look at my box. You'll see my name.
All about you clicking his box.
Yeah, please touch my box.
You guys wanted to get to Saltburn? Let's do it.
No, dude, we just want to sit here and talk.
I wish we could.
In fact, before we even get started in the movies, Mark, who's your pick for the Royal Rumble?
Oh my god! I'm gonna get
so I saw a thing that said it was the WrestleMania is Roman Reigns versus The Rock, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Go Cody!
Ever since Seth injured himself, more than likely now.
Oh no! Now I'm hearing it's Seth versus Gunther is the third match.
Seth injured his knee, dude. It's completely out.
Is he done? Surgery. Do they have to now take the title off him and everything?
He's going to probably have to get his title taken off of him. Believe me, I know. I'm going to be there, 13th row, and I am very, very like, what is my matches going to be? Anyway.
Not that long ago, I took a girl out for karaoke, and one of the guys did Cody Rhodes' theme song. And I'm literally talking to this girl, you know, first date and everything was a blind date. and midway through conversation, like I had Tourette's.
You did the whoa, didn't you?
I'm going, Cody!
Yeah.
And I'm like, so let me tell you about the last year. Cody! Like, and she's just like, are you all right? I'm like, I can't not yell Cody like that. Anyway,
you got to do the whoa. The whoa.
Adrenaline kick. Sorry. I don't know. I'm gonna go with CM Punk because that's.
Hey, and how do you annoy Chris more than anything in the world? You talk about wrestling. Chris, let's talk about the first movie.
And Saltburn, directed by Emma Fennell, she had directed Promising Young Woman. You guys remember that? It's also Midge and Barbie.
Boo! Promising Young Woman. Boo!
Oh, I liked it. This stars Barry Keoghan as Oliver Quick.
Yes, it's exactly what you think. Just like you killed a member of my family, now you gotta kill a member of your family.
Also, Jacob Elordi is Felix Catton.
You dropped out of school at 20, and now you're a gangster.
Also, Rosamund Pike as Elsbeth Catton.
Does it sting more because I'm a woman?
Also, Archie Maduki as Farley Start.
Dad, you remember this day?
Also stars Richard Grant as Sir James Cotton. Sadie Stonewall as Annabelle. Will Gibson as Jake. Neil, I want to read the storyline for Saltburn.
For what?
This fucking movie. Go ahead and read the storyline.
Cool, I got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. This year in Tampa Bay, Florida, 30 men will go into. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm sorry. I was reading I was definitely reading. Someone's excited for Royal Rumble this weekend. Anyway, struggling to find his place at Oxford University, student Oliver Quick finds himself drawn into the world of the charming and aristocrat Felix Catton, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family sprawling estate, for a summer never to be forgotten.
So I've been told.
Penis!
I know lots of penises in this movie.
Let me just say, this felt like a Wes Anderson movie starring actual people.
Yes!
So
I love it.
So
I've been trying to grasp what it was my whole time, and you just spelled it right.
What I'm here for.
So Gen Z really loves this movie. I don't know why.
Oh, go fuck these people. Then
2007 or 2006 when this took place, and I was 20 during then, so I recognized all the music and like MGMT and stuff. But the movie itself, it's trying to be shocking when it's really just kind of
look at my penis.
Yeah, there's lots of it.
One of my friends said, let me see if without having to look at my phone, I'm going to see if I can quote him.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, this movie feels like what a poor person thinks rich people act like.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's
a good way to explain that.
And this is shock for shock's sake. This is meandering, unwieldy. I don't like movies where there's no rooting interest in anyone I'm watching, so I'm just watching shitty people be shitty until the movie is over.
And it's what the strange thing is about, like when you said shock for shock's sake, there's a lot of that, and I can tell when there's shock and when there's sort of value. I can tell shock for shock's sake, and then starts for art's sake, and I think there's a little bit of that, but mostly shock for shock's sake. Like in the things that were supposed to be shocking, they were. I'm just like my face was just like, okay, is this
I like the cinematography. I mean, the aesthetic I enjoyed.
That's my point. My point of this movie is that like the cinematography in this movie was on point. Like there are scenes in it that just look so beautiful that I'm like, okay, like even like how the bedroom, like how like just the colors pop and everything. Like I want these people to come decorate my house.
Yeah, I enjoyed the color paletting for this movie. This movie wins on points for purely visuals, because story and performance is serviceable.
Yeah, Barry was pretty good. Barry Keoghan was pretty good for being a creepy fuck.
But
that he
story and theme suck dick. Like this is very much a film in that it succeeds as visuals, but everything else that makes a film succeed that isn't visual, it fails at.
Right,
and everyone's shitty. Everyone was shitty. Not that you need a movie to have everyone nice, but I wasn't like. I think they wanted us to root for Oliver in this, and I didn't get that at all. I didn't root for anyone.
Yeah, I couldn't root for Oliver. I couldn't root like at one point you're starting to feel bad for the Rich family, and I'm like, I don't want to root for them. I don't fucking like them either. You have nobody to root for, and in a movie, if you don't have somebody to go behind or feel like, okay, that's the character I wish I was, or something like that.
I don't think that's
you brought up Promising Young Woman, and I booed it because I think it took a very serious subject and didn't treat it well, and I think it went off the deep end at the end. It's not that, so I don't think it's necessarily like an awful movie or anything like that. It certainly dealt with a very serious subject matter, and I think Carey Mulligan did a good job in it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm comparing it to Saltburn in the sense that yet again, you're presenting us with characters in situations where clearly you have a perspective you want to get across. You've got to be in your bonnet about the subject matter, but I'm not following you. You're not. I see it because I can't not see it, but I'm not with you. Is the problem? You're not this. I'm not sympathetic to your point of view.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. Which in this particular case, who gives a shit? I booed Promising Young Woman for that reason, because I should be with the woman being harassed by men getting revenge.
Yeah.
And you fucking lost me.
Yeah, it's weird when a good movie should make you do these things, like make you root for shitty people, or at least you see their side of it. But in this one, I didn't get that. Like you're saying, shock for shock's sake. That's what the movie is for, and there's a place for that. But this movie didn't have its identity enough to do that. At
least when Carey Mulligan was abusing and hurting men, she was doing it because, men in the dating world were shitty and she was mistreated. And I understood that. It was what happens at the end. It was the third act that.
Yeah, it's the third act of that. And this movie here, like, to be honest, me and my wife watched it together, and we were kind of like, at the beginning, we're kind of like, whatever. In the third act, it kind of won us over a little bit because of how the conclusion was. They were like, all right, cool. So it doesn't end on him fucking a pile of dirt. Awesome. we thought
I kind of wish it did.
We thought the movie was going to end with Barry fucking a pile of dirt.
That's what I thought,
I don't know if that's a spoiler. That is just one little scene, and you don't even know why he's fucking a pile of dirt. But I'm just saying he's fucking a pile of dirt.
Oh, I know what we know why he did.
Which I have a completely different take on this movie. If it's just like fucking a pile of dirt, thin.
Bravo. And I the thing is, they spent too much time on one area. If they would have taken the movie and not drawn it out long against because basically this was too him long. Versus the family.
All right, I'm going to make a comparison here. The structure of The Usual Suspects is what they were trying to go for here.
Yes.
Okay, in that you have Kaiser Sose telling you this whole cockamamie story when he's Verbal Kent. And then you're like, oh no, Verbal Kent is Kaiser Sose, and you're like, shit your pants. You're like, oh my God, awesome. You're like, oh my, I can't believe he did all these things. He took us on all this ride, and Joe Mangione, whatever the fuck his name is, at the end is like, oh my God, I've been had. And he he stands up and he jumps into the limo and off he goes.
Yeah, this
and as an audience member, you're cheering. You're like, that's fucking cool as shit, yo. Like, that's awesome. That's what they were going for here, except that, so it's like they're walking you. So like he conned this family essentially. He told them a bunch of bullshit. He did a bunch of horrible things to get himself ahead, and he ended up. The prize was he got Saltburn in the end. Okay, you conned the rich family out of their mansion.
Yeah,
this is sort of your morality tale about how the poor should get over on the rich, and I'm like, okay, but.
I don't like him.
That's my point. Like, I don't like that. That was what I was thinking about Carey Mulligan and what do you call it? I just said it. Huh?
Pretty Young Thing.
Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman. I was close.
You were. And I almost said it too. Like that one. I at least sympathize with her point of view and why she was doing what she was doing, even if I didn't agree with her method. I don't sympathize with his point of view. I don't sympathize with his plight. And I think he's just a shitty person. And what he does to and I don't think these people deserved it either.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in this fucking film deserved what happened to them.
I mean, not one person I think deserved. I think they were shitty, but they weren't super shitty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can at least say with The Usual Suspects, all those people deserve what they got in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Every last one of them got what they deserved. I can't say that about this movie.
Except for Toro, because man, that guy is just fly like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, he doesn't deserve anything bad. But all right, at that point, Chris, what do you give this movie?
Oh, mine's like 3.4, 3.5 out of 5. Because like I said,
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was okay, but I'm not sure why everyone's jizzing their pants over it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark.
If people are jizzing in their pants over it, it's because collectively we're dumb and we get impressed by jingling keys and bright colors.
And Barry Keoghan is kind of big dick or whatever.
Yeah. I'm guessing people don't watch a lot of art. I'm going to give it a 5, but here's why. The stuff that works.
Out of 5?
No, oh God, no! I thought we were doing this out of 10. Oh
no, a 5 out of 5. We got a 5 here, bro.
I was like, Jesus.
I was like, you think
10? Oh my God, I loved it. 2.5. Out of 5.
Oh, that's a movie that don't suck tag.
Oh,
right there.
you're giving it an STD.
Yeah, something to do.
Okay, I don't know your rules. Sorry.
Something to do.
Some they do. Some they do.
To do.
Some they do.
It's not like it doesn't change the world. It doesn't make anything feel good. This kind of movie, just drink a beer, something to do.
So movies that don't suck and some they do. This is some that do. So STD tag. That's what we.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is, it's halfway. It's mid, because what works really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography, color paletting, the architecture of the house, all of the visual stuff works. All of the non-visual stuff doesn't work. So that's, to me, a 50%.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
that's very fair. Very fair. I'm not at 3.5. Fuck that. I'm not at a 2.5. I don't think it deserves that low, because guess what? I saw the Joker's dick, and that's enough to give it at least a 3.1.
Okay.
I've never seen any of the Joker's dick before. I've never seen Jack Nicholson's dick. I've never seen Heath Ledger's dick.
But
what Joker?
He's the Joker in the Batman. That's going to be in the Batman 2.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's like,
so he's the voice that's talking to Riddler.
That's a general ugh. For me, I don't want there to be a Batman 2. It was very much like, oh my God, this was perfect. It made me feel young, like when the world was new. Please stop doing this now. Which is exactly how I felt about Joker. Keep going.
Anyway.
All right, so I'm on RottenTomatoes.com right now. I will give Neil. Neil tries to guess the audience and the critic score. Neil, what is the audience score for Saltburn? Get the guess.
Man, I'm gonna definitely have to go with. I think the audience gave this. Man, everybody's been sucking dick on this one. I think they're gonna at least give it a 78%.
You're really close, 79.
Yeah.
Damn! Why I can't get right on again? I haven't been right on the number in like almost a year, and it sucks.
Here's what the audience,
I'm like 1 point off.
Here's what the audience says. It says Saltburn is really intense, and the cast does a terrific job. But if you're easily grossed out or offended, this probably isn't the movie for you. Whatever.
If you were grossed out or offended by this movie, you're a fucking limp dick pansy.
I know.
Pussy.
What a puss.
Good God, go live.
Yeah. All right, Neil.
Go live a little bit, really.
Yeah, what's the
There's a penis. There's a penis now. Oh my God.
For
He
fuck's
put
sake,
his
bunch
fingers
of
in her
boob.
like she was on the period. Oh my God.
Yeah,
You're not fucking a girl on her period. You're not a real man. There's Mark Radulich on doc.
Neil, what is the critic score for Saltburn?
The critic score is, since again the critics have been really all up on this, like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's go for 91%.
71%.
Damn,
Yeah.
They went lower than the audience. What was the critics?
Emerald Fennell's candy coated and decisive Saltburn is the debauched jolt to the senses that will be invigorating for most. Whatever. This is Saltburn.
I sat through 3 seasons of Legion. Go fuck yourself.
So here I'm doing a good review and a bad review. This is from Rex Reed of the Observer. He gave it 4 out of 4. He says, "Power Barry Keoghan's center ring performance cannot be adequately overpraised." This is the guy this is the same guy who gave 1 to Poor Things, so fuck him. Then this is Ty Burr from Ty Burr's watch list. He says, "There's full ground for satire here, but that would require a scalpel, and Fennell wields a blunt hatchet." So
blunt something.
Yeah, blunt something from. So that was Salt Blunt. But if you guys want to see this, it's on Amazon Prime. If that feels like something you'll watch. all of us here weren't that impressed.
There's penis. There's penis.
Yeah, if you really want to see Barry Keoghan's penis flop about,
that was a very Family Guy ending.
People watched Sliver to see freaking Sharon Stone naked for a second time. Like, come on, seriously.
Let me say that ending, like, for the first 2 or 3 minutes that he's running around the house naked, I'm like, the bad guy won in the end. That wasn't that fun. Oh, look, his penis. Okay, roll. Oh, we're still going with this. 20 minutes later, still running through the fucking house. Like, dude, like that was overindulgent.
Yeah. But Neil's been talking about way more than I thought. I thought I'd be the one talking about more. Neil's bringing up more. But it's time for news.
This is the Movies Don't Suck and Some of Them News. I'm going to read stuff to Chris because he's Amish and doesn't know how to read his device.
I'm the one doing these fucking sound bites, dude. All right, here we go.
I know. That's why it's funny, Chris. It's not real. God damn it. How many times do I got to tell you this? All right, let's get it over with. The Little Gold Man has been nominated. All the nominees are out there, and everybody's pissed because every year they got to be pissed about something. Guys, are they okay to be pissed?
Did you see Whoopi Goldberg's comment on this? Whoopi Goldberg, I'm voting for her for president. She fucking nailed it, man. Whoopi Goldberg's comment about there is no such thing as an Oscar sub. Sometimes you don't get everything you think you deserve in life. Like, bravo, Whoopi. Whoopi rules.
So yeah,
as an ally of the Black community. No, sorry. Go ahead.
We're all allies here.
So super pissed that Greta Gerwig didn't nominate for Best Director and that Margot Robbie didn't get nominated for Best Actress. I hadn't seen the other ones that were nominated, so I can't really speak to that. Maybe they're all better than that, but Barbie got nominated for Best Picture, which is honestly better, I think, than we could have hoped for. Honestly,
my only thing about that is like the law of averages. Like, how do you get nominated for Best Picture but not Best Director? Right,
that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that either.
The thing of it is like directing your movie is a big part of why it's good.
Why it works, yeah.
I don't understand this. So it's like, so when I saw that, because I didn't even notice, I didn't look at, since we focus so much on what the Best Picture nominees are, I only paid attention to that. And just to annoy Robert, I checked to see if Ryan Gosling got nominated for Best Supporting Actor or Best Actor, which he did. And I made sure to rub Robert's nose in it.
I love. Do you love Ryan Gosling like I do? I mean, because
what now?
Does he hate Ryan Gosling?
Robert hates everything.
Well, I love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, but he definitely was just like, Ryan, having not seen Barbie, so he'd be an expert in the matter. He was like, no, Ryan Gosling shouldn't get nominated for Ken. And I'm like, you need to see the movie and be open about it. But anyway, so I didn't look to see what the other nominees were, so I just looked at Best Picture. And I'm like, okay, there's not a lot of surprises here. Mm-hmm. I knew Barbie and Oppenheimer were going to be on there.
Yeah,
and then
everything this whole award season, it's like I can't even remember what was the last one that came out with the Critics Claim Awards, or what was it, the Critics Award?
I wanted to shoot him last year for nominating Avatar.
Fuck that.
That screamed of Kevin Smith yelling, "Make a populist choice," and I'm like, oh, please.
Can we talk about why everyone fucking loves Avatar? It's not that good. It's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, look, you want to talk about like cinematography, you want to talk about visual effects. Yeah, sure. Nominated all day long. Best Picture? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, fucking crazy. And I'm like, whose dick did James Cameron suck to get this on? Because even when he talks about it, you can see him auto-flating himself the whole time. Like, I'm the shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's not that good. It's Ferngully. That's what it is.
So I get that. Like, I get that there's 10 Best Pictures. You can't have 10 Best Directors. It's just weird. And that's my only argument with Barbie. Like, if it made the Best Picture list, why wouldn't Greta Gerwig get Best Director?
I mean, honestly, Barbie's one of the top 5 movies in there. It's up there. It's better than Past Lives, which I give Past Lives. It's
Past Lives. I don't even know why I got nominated for Best Picture. I just watched that today.
It's such a good movie.
Understand. Another thing we got to talk about too about the Oscars is that for the first time ever, a director has been nominated for the 10th time. A live director has been nominated for a 10th time. Mr. Martin Scorsese has surpassed Steven Spielberg as the most nominated director of all time. Does Martin deserve it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure,
Look, Martin, when we reviewed Killers of the Flower Moon, we went through his entire filmography. He's got more hits than misses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, almost every at bat he cracks the ball. Why wouldn't you nominate him? I think pissing on Martin Scorsese, you're either one of these child Marvel deadites that, you know, the man said something unkind about Marvel, which he was in every right to, and got way taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a crybaby and can't get over it. That's half of them. The other half, like, don't appreciate the art that he puts out. And I'm not going to apologize for either one of those groups of people. I think they're both terrible. Martin Scorsese Martin Scorsese is one of the best filmmakers in my nigh on 50 years of being on this planet, and he deserves all the flowers he gets.
Yeah,
I'll fucking fight people who tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, he is a master, and you can't watch movies and not know that. You know what I mean? Like, just the craft of it. So he's nominated. Yeah. If he wins, I'm not gonna be pissed, you know, at all.
No, neither will I.
All right. So moving on, Jacob Elordi was actually one of the better parts of Saltburn. If we say
he was so
he was one of the better. He was so dreamy. Well, now he's going to be ugly as fuck because Del Toro just made him his Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, he did.
In the new Bride of Frankenstein movie, Del Toro's going to be making him into the most hideous-looking fucking creature on Earth.
Can't wait.
Way to go.
You know, he was the last Saturday, I guess when this comes out, will be the Saturday before. Last Saturday, he was the host of SNL, and I had no fucking clue who he was. And that's why I had to look him up, and that's why I found out about
I still don't.
You don't know who Jacob Elordi is?
I keep thinking you're saying Lordi, the heavy metal band.
I am. I was seeing how many times it takes till somebody.
Let's go slaughter He-Man. He's a sissy. We'll make it hurt.
The devil is a loser, and he's my bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love. Anyway,
what is it? I dug a hole in the backyard for you.
I know, dude. I was listening to Guar earlier.
Nice.
My wife walked in. She's like, Guar. Anyway, James Gunn shares that the Elseworld Superman project is still happening, and Michael B. Jordan is in the runs to be that Superman.
Oh, we're still doing Black Superman? We haven't pissed off enough white nerds?
We have not. We have not pissed off enough. The project is going to be separate
fine
from
with
the
Black
DCU.
I'm totally fine with Black Superman.
It will be a 20th century period piece.
I'm fine with Black Superman. I like Black Superman.
I don't care one way or the other. Yeah. Make your stupid Black Superman movie. Don't. And for anyone listening to this, it's like, does he not know there was a Black Superman? I'm well aware of that, and I still don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We know pretty much all that happened and all the nerdums.
Yeah. To be clear, I don't care when they race swap people, and I don't care when they make the lesser known.
No, this is my opinion on all. This is my opinion on all things, period. I don't care if it's music, movies, whatever. That if someone does a reboot, remake, revisioning, whatever the fuck ever, that is their version of it. Why am I to tell that person that's not the correct? It's not good for me. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I want to go. I mean, just like the Christopher Nolan universe. Guess what? Not my Batman. My Batman's not a bitch that bitches out after 18 months and a Joker that paints on his face.
My only comment about this is, like, I don't care. I'll go see it, but I go see lots of things. Someone got me to watch Saltburn today. I don't know why they hate me.
Anyway, moving on.
No, the point I was trying to make is, who the fuck do they think is going to go see Black Superman? Like, maybe the handful of comic book heroes, and like everybody else is so pissed off at Hollywood for what they've done to comic books. I don't know who the audience for this is. That's all.
I don't either. That's the thing. I don't know who I know they're probably going for the. I know they're probably trying to do the African American, audience.
Hang on. Let me say this one sentence, and then I will stop hijacking your show. Let me tell you the secret to most fandoms. They're not interested in gender or race. They're interested in the heroes they read about being represented properly on screen. That goes for Black people and women, by the way. Women don't want to see women on screen. They want to see the heroes they like on screen. This is what happened with Star Wars with Daisy Ridley. It's not that these people wanted to see the Star Wars they liked represented well and well told. Same thing with comic book heroes. Like, Black people are not necessarily like we just want to see black heroes. We want to see heroes. If they happen to be black, Black Panther being a great example of this, yay, they're happy. That's it. That's all I'm saying is like people want to see the stuff they like represented well on screen. They're not as caught up in race and gender as the little Hollywood bubble seems to be and seems to think everyone else is. I'm off my soapbox.
Let's get to the news really quick. Matthew Vaughn has made it very clear that Kingman 3 is being written as of right now. We are going to get a final sequel before Colin. He's going to have it done and shot in the next 2 years at most. He doesn't want Colin Firth or Taron Egerton to get too old to surpass what he wants for the sequel to happen.
I really like the first Kingsman. I really have no thoughts on the other ones.
Yeah,
that's
see
the Kingsman prequel with Rasputin sexually assaulting the lead in that movie was fucking hilarious.
It was weird,
awful, but hilarious.
I do like the. We guys about that scene in the first one where is it Colin Firth? He's beating the shit out of people in that church. Is it Colin Firth?
Yes,
it's amazing. That scene.
I like Matthew Vaughn as a director. I'm looking forward to Argyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Argyle is the movie that I am looking for.
Because that next month, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I know.
I don't think there's a movie I'm looking forward to more than that all year long, except for Deadpool 3.
I was gonna say not Deadpool.
Right?
Yeah, Deadpool 3.
I was gonna say Deadpool 3 is like literally besides that is literally
I'm gonna tell you, like I'm generally pretty positive about the movie schedule, but you're not wrong. I'm when we looked ahead in our year in review at the year of our Lord 2024, we looked at the landscape of movies. We're like, wow, this is a fucking desolate wasteland. and I'm with you. I'm kind of looking forward to Deadpool, but
talking about desolate wastelands, Mark.
Yeah.
Director and Doug Liman is not going to be participating in South by Southwest screening because he is completely pissed that Amazon is not releasing his new movie, which Mark has already known that's going to be one of the greatest movies of the year, Roadhouse.
Oh, great.
Oh, you mean not putting it in theaters?
Not putting it in theaters. Because of that, he is now protesting any kind of media for the movie.
He does know no one would have seen it, right? No one was going to the theater to see fucking Roadhouse. Like, people will watch. I think when Zumbia, whatever the fuck the name of the company is that tracks streams. I think it's going to do really well on Amazon. I did a trailer reaction for it today, which, by the way, my TikTok, the average amount of TikToks that I get, views that I get, is somewhere between 200 and 300. I got 900 last time I checked. My trailer reaction to Roadhouse. There is an online internet buzz with this thing with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. And I think because no one has to pay for it, it's going to get streamed. It's going to get watched. It's going to be a huge internet success. Yeah. I'm afraid it's going to be White Man Can't Jump quality, and I'm fucking mad at myself as an aside that when we did our best and worst of a few weeks ago, I didn't mention how bad White Man Can't Jump is. But yeah, I think Roadhouse is going to be awesome, but I'm with Doug Liman.
Also coming up in this year, we just got a reminder that guess what? Matthew Vaughn, he's not done with Kick-Ass, and neither are you, because we're getting 3 new movies completely rebooting the complete series.
Jesus. Okay.
Kick-Ass. Richard Simmons isn't dead, and he told everybody because his Twitter, as he says, he hates that Pauly Shore is going to play him in his biopic.
It plays like a comedy, right? Like Pauly Shore.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's Pauly Shore. Maybe the guy has drama acts that we don't know. He never got a chance. Was he ever in a drama movie?
Does he need a chance? But
Pauly Shore deserves a chance. We loved him enough. We loved him and threw him to the curb in the 80s and 90s. We fucking raped that until there was not a penny left of entertainment out of that poor boy and threw him to the curb like he was shit.
Okay, buddy, let's move on.
Adam Sandler's most watched animated movie is now getting a sequel.
Hey, Crazy Nights?
Leo is getting a sequel.
Since not Crazy Nights, but okay. So
it became the most watched debut of an animated movie on any streaming platform earlier this in 2023, and Leo is now going to become a series of films.
Did you see Leo, Mark?
And
no.
Okay, I didn't either.
Just sorry.
Neither
You
would
said
we.
and you said there's going to be more movies and a TV show, and my brain just quit already.
Here's someone that does deserve what's coming up for him. Originally, Kenya Barris was going to do a single biopic movie of the greatest stand-up comedian of all times, Richard Pryor.
Yep.
But now it is not going to be a biopic movie. He is making a 10-part episode series.
Done. I'm in.
The entire
TV party tonight.
I am 100% in.
Fuck yes. Richard Pryor's on my Mount Rushmore of comedians.
Oh, he's my favorite comedian.
He's not even on, like, even if I was to do a Mount Rushmore, his would have to be the head that's a little bit higher than everybody else's, because Richard Pryor figured out how to do it.
Richard Pryor's right up there with Carlin, Sam Kinison, and Andrew Dice Clay for me. He's fucking brilliant.
Lenny Bruce, Robin Williams, Andrew Dice Clay, like literally on the. Oh man,
it's all about.
My son's like a big fan of stand-up comedy, and he like writes bits. I put him on TikTok. I've actually played for him Richard Pryor. I have to find select Richard Pryor bits, but like he's one of those guys I kind of point to, him and Robin Williams. I kind of point to him for my son and go, do what they're doing.
Yeah.
See how they tell jokes? Do that.
I fucking love Richard Pryor so much.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. All right, Cliffhanger's director is concerned that the sequel is going to use way too much CGI. I wonder why.
Are you shitting me? They're doing a
90-year-old man shouldn't be on a fucking mountain.
They're doing a sequel to. We didn't get all we needed out of the first Cliffhanger.
No, I guess not. I guess we need a 90-year-old Sylvester Stallone. Hey, I'll go up the field and get it. Here comes the Tulsa King. The Tulsa King. The Tulsa King is not done with the mountain.
I gotta tell you, man.
Don't want to live on this planet anymore.
So seeing him take his shirt off and like now, it's just kind of the grossest thing I've ever seen. Like, look at those weird old man veins that are popping out of him.
It's like, it looks like it's supposed to go down, but it doesn't, and it's weird.
Look, in my youth, I look like Brock Lesnar, but age catches up to us all, and now I look like Danny DeVito.
I know. You should see me back in my Hulk Hogan days. All right, last but not least, guys, we got the 100% certification that this past week that one of the greatest characters in all of film history is returning to the big screen. You know him, you love him, everybody wants to be with him, the one and only. That's right.
Slimer.
Slimer is coming back to the world of cinema.
I mean,
God damn it, really, guys?
Listen, I'm
Am I the only one excited about Slimer?
I'm half like trying to shut up so we can get through this segment, and half don't give a fuck.
All right, that's the end of the news. That was the Movies That Don't Suck at Some news. Mark just now realized he hates us.
All right, so let's talk about American Fiction, starring directed by Cord Jefferson. He directed such things as He's a Writer for the Good Place. He wrote some of the stuff for the Watchmen. He was also a writer and master of none. Good for him. I like all those things. And then it stars Jeffrey Wright as Thunk Thelonious Monk Ellison.
Who, what, where, when, how.
Also, Tracy Ellis Ross as Lisa Ellison.
In the history of music, only 5 women over 40 have ever had a #1 hit.
This also stars John Ortiz as Arthur.
Being in the blue.
Eric Alexander as Coraline. Leslie Uggams as Agnes Ellison.
Am I crazy? Or is your hand really small?
Also Sterling K. Brown as Clifford Ellison.
It wasn't luck. Yes, it was. You got lucky at every turn. No, I knew exactly where I was driving.
Also, the stars Adam Brody as Wiley Valaspino. Issa Rae is Centaur Golden. Where was I? I'm in. We'll do Myra Lucretia Taylor as Lorraine and Raymond Anthony Thomas as Maynard. What's your storyline for this movie, American Fiction?
Cord Jefferson's hilarious directorial debut confronts our culture's obsession with reducing people to outrageous stereotypes. Jeffrey Wright stars as Monk, a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment profiting from black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, Monk uses a pen name to write his own outlandish black book, him into the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain.
I really fucking love this movie.
This movie sucked.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was the worst movie I ever saw. It made no sense. It was literally bullshit after bullshit.
Neil, stop fucking around. I know you love this movie.
I totally fucking I love this fucking movie. This is what I love. I'm going to say this point, and then you guys jump in and do what you do. I was at the movie theater. These two fucking douchebag dudes sat right in front of me, right? And I mean talking college douchebag guys that are just like, as soon as the MGM studio, that lion came up on the screen, they're still, and I had to use my big man voice to be like, hey, shut the fuck up, movie started, that voice, right? And so then they're kind of quiet, and then they laughed at points where, we were laughing, but then I could see that the intelligent parts, like, what was the one joke that really stood out? When there's like, oh, we're here because we want to, we all voted for this because we're listening to black voices, and the voices are not listening to other black people in the room. And I was like, so they didn't laugh at that because they didn't get the smart jokes. They didn't get the intelligent jokes. And I was like, oh, so this movie works on different levels. If you're a smart person, you catch the smart jokes. And if you're a dumb douchebag college boy, you get the funny, dumb sense of humor. So it works on multiple levels. What I really
liked about it is one of those movies that made you look at yourself while you're watching it. As three white middle-aged men.
Excuse me, sir. Don't presume to know my race. I'm transracial.
Jeffrey Wright was the perfect person to lead this movie. Perfect.
Yeah, I love this movie, but here's what I'll tell you. Yeah, I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. Mm-hmm. I wish it had been more bitingly satirical, kind of like The Great White Hype.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh,
it's a
that's
little
a great
more
way to put that.
Yeah, it's a little more subdued and subtle than I was hoping it would be based on the trailer. But once I kind of exhaled and let go of my expectations, yeah, I was able to sit down and enjoy it on an intellectual level, and I definitely liked what it had to say. And my favorite part of this movie was the conversation between two black people, Jeffrey Wright and I can't remember the actress's name, but the woman who wrote the other book.
It's Entire Golden Disarray. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when we it's the thing they show you in the trailer, if you've only seen that, is she's reading an excerpt from her book, and it's all like ghetto speech. And and that's what kind of inspires him to do what he does with the book, and then it's just the two of them. It's just these two elder successful black writers, and they're having a conversation. He was like, and Jeffrey Wright, I think the thing I like about well-told movies is when you can see both perspectives.
Right.
When you're looking at both, like, they're both right.
Yep.
And it's kind of it's kind of how you feel personally, who's more right than the other. And Jeffrey Wright's whole thing about, like, to be black is to not be one thing, just like to be white isn't to be one thing.
Yep.
The authentic black experience is the authentic human experience, and maybe we should stop pigeonholing what it means to be black into a handful of the worst possible things you could think about.
Oh yeah.
And she's going, if you discount those things, you're taking away part of the black experience, just as if you would do it to white people. As if there's no such thing as poor whites or trashy white people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course there is. Where do you think the term white trash comes from?
And jump in on that point right there. One of my favorite pro wrestlers of the last decade, Mr. Cody Rhodes. One point in time, he said this wonderful. It was I think it's in his documentary or something like that. And he said about his wife Brandy, who is, African American. She was like, he's like, I don't see color. I don't see you as a color. And she goes, then you don't see me.
Right.
You don't see
the struggle I have. Cody Rhodes would be the expert because him and his wife Brandy had the first ever interracial baby, as we know.
Yes, duh, because he's the greatest pro wrestler in the last decade.
So yeah, like when people say they don't see race, I'm like, why not? Like you're just saying part of the you have to be okay with who they are and not see it.
Right.
You know.
Look, I'm a proud white person. I'm sure so just serves you guys into not acknowledge the fact that I'm white and as well as a dozen other things is to miss a part of who I am as a person and part of my journey.
Right.
That's the same thing as black. This is kind of what I was saying before, and I don't know how much of that conversation got cut out or whatever. But when you start treating races or genders like Fabergé eggs, you demean them as people.
Yep.
You're saying they're not worthy enough or strong enough as people.
Preach it, Mark.
All right, now I'm on my soapbox. They're not worthy enough or strong enough as people to be seen as a whole person, and you have to give them special dispensation. That's ridiculous.
And this movie really highlights that too. Like,
right?
Yeah, and I really it's important from that aspect for at least the conversation to be not so combative but sort of understanding.
Right.
And I honestly,
and to say like the thing I love about this movie too is the fact that it was saying like, hey, just because somebody's black doesn't mean that they're this. Because someone's white doesn't mean that they're this. Not because it like every single person is completely different and nobody lives like to act the way he had to act by writing that book for his fuck. The book is called Fuck.
Or by pathology.
Either way, whatever you want to call it. For him to act that way is something he never knows anything. He grew up in a rich house in fucking Boston and they got 2 houses. But I've been looking to move to Boston for the last year, bro. And like literally, do you know how much houses are up fucking there?
Yes,
bro?
$1 zillion, same as New York. I wanted to make this one point because I'm not sure how much longer we're going to do this, but her point about I wrote what the marketplace will accept, which is the point that I was making about Black Superman. Make your movie if you want to make your movie. I'm not saying don't. I'm not even saying people won't see it or won't watch it, but know what your market wants. Right. And if you don't want to write something for the marketplace, that is your purview. And I'm not going to get into a long economical thing about whether or not you'll get money for it. My point is do what you want to do. And some of us are motivated by our hearts and minds and want to make art for art's sake. And we're willing to take the fact that nobody sees or reads or whatever what we're doing. And some of us are going to do things because we want to make money and kind of figure out how to do that to where we don't completely lose our soul. And some of us are willing to just have no soul about it.
Yep.
And that was what she was trying to say. She was like, I write and sell books. I wrote what the marketplace wants. I'm not taking responsibility for the marketplace. And his thing is like, you're perpetuating the worst stereotypes about Black people. You're not helping. And she was like, it's not my responsibility to help or not help. It's my responsibility to make money and pay bills.
Yep.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm with you, lady. Like, I sympathize with Jeffrey Wright's character and his argument. I truly do. Do I want to see the best parts of the Black experience presented in art? Sure. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Do I think people are going to buy that? Probably not. And that says a lot about us as a culture than not. This is why the minstrel stuff lasted for as long as it did. But there comes a point where you just can't fight City Hall anymore.
Yeah.
And it's funny. A lot of TikTok clips are of the movie 42 with Jackie Robinson. Yeah. And it's kind of the reverse of what we're saying. But it's like, well, nobody wants Black people to succeed or be where white people are. Okay, but he's a really good baseball player and he puts butts in seats. So we're bringing him in anyway. No, I no longer care that he's Black. I care that he can crack the ball over the fence.
Yeah. Right.
And steal bases. And that's the point. Like, you do things. If you're motivated to make money, you're going to do things that make money. And if that means sometimes putting the worst of things out there, so be it. That's the shitty part of human nature, unfortunately. But it's not a whole lot any of us individually can do anything about. We just kind of go with it.
Yep.
Yeah. The thing I don't get, and I, maybe because I think of things from more of a scientific view on when it comes to race and stuff like that. Like color is only because that's where the people that of that color or race, like we're starting at the planet against the sun. Like each one of them's pigment was created or evolved to what it was to fight the sun. Yeah. So like white people, we were supposed to be in the fucking up cold north. Anywhere else that we're up besides that is not what we're supposed to be at. And so that's why to me, like, and I also grew up in like a very, you know, in South Side, Chicago, Northern Indiana area where it was just every mixture of person. I mean, the family next to us were Hispanic, the family across the road.
I grew up in Uniondale, Long Island in the shadow of the Nassau Coliseum. I was the white kid.
Yes.
One.
Yes. I was the
black.
white Irish kid.
My school, it was 95% black. So I was.
There you go.
Yeah, I was one of 2 white kids. Oh, my brother.
The other one being your twin brother.
Yeah.
The other thing I really liked about this movie is the fact that it really does go out of its way to show an array of black voices and black personalities, because you have Jeffrey Wright, who is very much a professional and an intellectual and comes across that way. And then you have his brother, who's also a successful person. But, you know, I mean, how many times colloquially he drops the N-bomb?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a reminder that this has just become part of, you know, it's like cursing. You know, it just becomes part of our speech.
I fucking love Sterling. I love Cliff out.
There he is. Look at that.
Look at
That's
him.
an 8-pack. That's an 8-pack.
Just want to lick his abs.
Oh my God, that is an 8-pack.
I want to say that I
want to play bluegrass off those abs.
I know, goddamn. But
saves us some, man.
But when I saw he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, I was like, yeah, because he's probably my favorite part of the movie is Cliff's character or Cliff.
Dude, I love that he just shows up randomly and just blow with a bunch of half-naked men. It's just like, oh, cool.
I mean, who doesn't blow with a bunch of half-naked men? Come on now.
And also,
I do that all the time. That's
this
like
movie,
literally what I'm going to go do after I leave here.
Does it tackle sort of races? You also tackle the subject of aging parents, how you take care of them, that sort of thing. So like,
that stuff is heartbreaking.
And family, just like there's so many things packed in this movie that they handle so delicately and in ways that are kind of funny. It kind of, like you said, heartbreaking.
That's what I struggled with though, Chris, was like, I so wanted this. Like I said, I brought the Great White Hype. Please make fun of our stupid racial problems in this country. Please make fun of the fact that we want the vast majority of us want nothing more than the minstrels to come back.
Yeah.
That's it. We just please do Blackface. and it's like, please make fun of that. And it's like, it's a little bit of the movie, but a lot of it is his struggling in this family and this family's like collective trauma. And I love that, but it was one of those things where it's like, you drew me in with the satire of so you want the satire about race, but it really is a lot of family drama. That's like 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah, and so and also sort of like just his what, you know, how his being brought up affects this guy in getting relationships. So so tied to family, and so it's a little bit about that. It's a little bit about the book.
Well, I think so this is why I think they did that though. I hear your argument. I hear that, you know, they pulled you in here with the argument that it's about a guy having to fake it to make it. But at the same time, it showed you a story of understanding that people across every platform can understand. They can understand a mother getting old and getting sick and getting Alzheimer's. Sure. You can understand a brother that, you know, is there only when the families are, you know, dying or moving on. You can understand these parts of a family element because everybody's family has it. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, is that I love that the movie is actually doing the thing that they're talking about, like in the movie. It's the thing that needs to be done is like showing everybody has a fucked up family. Nobody has it. Like every member of the fucking cast, every not member, but not of the cast, but every character in this movie had a fucked up situation. There wasn't anybody that had a happy situation. Everybody had a fucked up life. Yeah. Which just shows that people need to understand everybody has a fucked up life. Even the billionaire that, he has $1 billion, but still his grandma passed away probably, you know, his sister probably died, or, you know, something happened that we all have to deal with as human beings, no matter what our race or our origin or whatever our story is. It shows that we're all just humans. And then at the points out that everybody doesn't think that way, that they think that everybody has these stupid lifestyles that are completely different than everybody else based on race and all the above.
There was a running gag on Damn You Hollywood for a while where I would say something patently absurd, and we would joke that there was a unpaid intern who, secretly listening to our show and reporting our stupid ideas back to executive producers because too much of what I was saying was coming true, and what I was saying was dumb. And and so I laughed at this movie because that's the whole premise, is that he's so irritated by what the marketplace wants, and and sort of that, again, I'm going to bring up the word minstrel, that sort of minstrel culture from Black people, that he goes out of his way to write like the most minstrelly ghetto book possible, thinking there's no possible way this is going to be successful, and it's a hit. And then he's like, okay, I really don't want this to be a hit. This was supposed to shame people.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a point. This is a protest. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, well, okay, I got to up the ante now. I got to be dumber about this. And nothing. And it's the producers.
Yeah.
I did everything. Where did I go wrong? I did everything wrong.
I really like Centaura's criticism of Jeff's book, or of Monk's book in this. Like, she caught on to it being kind of soulless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting because everyone else on that critic group was a white person. They're like, "Oh, we loved it. This is raw." And
well, it's because the average white person,
it's raw.
The average white person kind of looks at Black culture on a surface level and goes, and then because of sort of the infantilization of race and gender that isn't white male, it's just like it gets like pap sort of treatment, like surface level. They just kind of look at it and go, oh, isn't that awful, or isn't that wonderful, and there's no critical thinking about it. So they're just looking at like this skin deep book and like, oh my god, the authentic Black experience, isn't this great? And Jeffrey Wright just banging his head on the table, and of course somebody who's actually Black is like, this is bullshit. You're out of your fucking mind here.
All right, so let's get down to it. Chris, what do you rate this movie?
It's a 4.1 for me out of 5.
4.1.
I really liked it.
Nice. Yeah. Mark?
8 out of 10. Just kidding.
You sound like me. That I do this to Chris all the time. I gave it a 9. Dude, we do it out of 5. I don't care.
I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm right at the same level with both of you guys. The thing is, I think I liked it a little bit more than both of you guys. I think I'm going to give it a 4.2.
Oh, take a drink.
And the reason being is I just love Jeffrey Wright. I am a huge fan of Jeffrey Wright.
He's just so good in everything he's in. You know, shit
I literally want an app.
What's my motivation in this movie?
Wright.
You're exasperated constantly.
Yeah, I just really want an app with Jeffrey Wright just like telling me nighttime stories so I can go to sleep.
Remember a few years ago where it was like, everyone wanted Samuel Jackson to read him a bedtime story?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like now it's like Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You can go download on the Echo. You can pay 99 cents or something like that, and it turns her voice into Samuel L. Jackson.
Awesome.
Well.
Oh yeah, you can tell him to say his famous word, and he says it over like 37 times different ways.
You guys, spoiler, favorite word is motherfucker. All right, guys.
It's motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Yeah. What is the audience score for American Fiction?
I'm going to say the audience score for this movie has to be it matters how many people in Tulsa saw this. Gosh, 81.
96%.
Wow.
Fuck beans. Audience gave it 96%.
Yeah. They say it's smart, funny, and poignant. American Fiction will make you laugh as often as it makes you think. All right.
They're not wrong. And this one I can see why I got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, I can too. What's the audience score the critic score for American Fiction?
Man. I'm gonna 96% from the audience. 92.
So fucking close, 93.
God damn it! I'm 1 point off again.
Weirdly, I was thinking 94.
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction will forever be inextricably thanked to the actor's committed approach to the point of humorous and insightful material. I'll read a bad review, which, to be honest, there's not really a bad review in here to find, but I do that.
No one's giving us a bad review. They don't want to be disinvited to the party.
That's true. So this is from Barry Hertz of Globe Mail. It says, despite strong performances across the board, most notably Wright, who has never been able to flex such leading man magnetism, There's overwhelming flatness to Monk's personal life. He'll fuck himself in that one. And this is from Max Weiss of the Baltimore Magazine. She says, American fiction feels thrillingly fresh and new. There we go. So I loved American fiction. And it's now available for everyone to watch because for a while it was nominated. I'm like, where the fuck can I see it? And now it's
I went to the
dude. It was only showing it was only showing 3 times in all of Tulsa.
Yeah.
Like 3 times a day. It was like at 10 a.m., at 4 o'clock, and 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I caught it like last Thursday, like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, I think we're ready to get out of here, right?
Yeah, let's give a big round of applause to Mark. Thank you.
Woo! Fuck yeah. Yeah. Woo-hoo!
You told me don't wait a year to come back, so I came back and hijacked your show.
No, come back later.
Really?
Come back every other week, honestly.
Every week. You can come back next week, and sooner or later, I guess me and Mark are doing wrestling over at the W2Mnet.com.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber match, right? That's the one we're going to probably do live.
You haven't given me a commitment, yes or no, but I did pitch that to you, yes.
Yeah.
I thought I committed. Hell if I, dude, I work in radio too. Do you know how hard it is to commit? I think I commit to everything.
I'm gonna be
put a ring on it, or I'm not yours. I only deal in commitments.
Well, I'll put a ring on it.
And I'm gonna be on Damn You Hollywood in April for Civil War, so I'm excited for that.
That was so funny. I sent you the date and they immediately moved the movie. I'm like, you motherfucker.
But yeah, to everybody, thank you for joining us for another episode of Movies Don't Suck. Chris, hit the outro.
Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry. It's not.
You forgot how to hit the button?
No, it's different here.
My button.
All right, that's another episode of Movies Don't Suck and Something New. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And remember, guys and girls, if you don't think Barry Keoghan has a big dick, guess what? That's just American fiction. Have a good night.